Hi everyone, welcome once again to my YouTube channel where I give you tips on how to move to new countries and manage your life in those respective countries. So I received a question from one of my followers in the comments on one of my videos, and they were like, "Hey Godfrey, couldn't you do a video about the factors that someone needs to consider when they're moving to a new country?" You know, and this is exactly what this video is about. So, today I decided to do the video from the garden because it's a good weather, and yeah, I hope you enjoy. And so, number one, before you think about going to a country, I would encourage you that you visit this country. It may be once, it may be twice, could be for a short time, but trust me, it's very, very important that you visit a country that you're planning to move to. The reason why we do that is because it helps you to get to know how the people think. It helps you to know the social behaviors of these people. Otherwise, if you just go to a country and you have no clue how the people are, I can imagine that it can be a very big, big, big problem for you. I personally visited Germany 7 times before I made a decision to live there for a longer time. That's number one. Number two, you need to save money. Now, when you move to a country for work, it's not uncommon that you don't start to work straight away. So it's very common that you take some time before you start to work. Maybe you need to process a few papers here and there, and that's exactly what happened to me. I couldn't start to work straight away because I was still processing my work permit, and I had to wait. I had to do some paperwork here and there, and if you don't have money on you, it can really, really be a challenging thing. And besides, you will also need that money maybe to buy flights, maybe to pay for your visa fees and everything. So start to save money as soon as possible, as soon as you know that you're interested in moving to a foreign country. That's number two. Number three, find out if you are going to a country which speaks a different language. If you're going to a country that speaks a different language, I would encourage you to take time to learn the language because it's such an important aspect of moving to a new place. And besides just helping you to communicate, the language helps you to understand the culture of the country where you've gone. For example, when I was learning German, I was learning things like it's such an important word, like things like good night, kiss, and I was like, why do I need to know this word, good night kiss? But this is something that belongs to the German culture, giving someone a good night kiss. So when you learn the language, you learn also about the culture of the people. Now, the other mistake that people make when traveling to a new country is traveling with passports which are almost expiring. You know, I don't understand how someone could move to a country with a passport which is only valid for 6 months. I mean, you're planning to stay in a country for 4 years. Why move with a passport which is only valid for 6 months? So please apply for a new passport before you move to a different country because it will help you. Like I said in my previous videos, that already being in a new country, it's already challenging psychologically, physically. Your whole being is adjusting to new environment. And for the problems that you can avoid, please take the responsibility, get a new passport that you save yourself from the problem of having to get a new passport once you are in a foreign country. That's number. Now, the next one is about the health system. So different countries have different health systems. Some countries have health systems that are fully funded by the state. Some healthy countries, like some healthy systems in some countries, they are fully funded by the state. And it's different. For example, for me, I had to get a health insurance moving to Germany. Whereas back home, I never needed a health insurance. I just needed to go to the hospital, pay, and then like they check me up, do whatever they have to do with me, and then I get the bill and I pay it. That's how the system works there. But here, you need a health insurance. Actually, it's compulsory. When you start to work, you need to have it. So find out, and if you have a chronic disease that requires extra attention, maybe you need to take medication every day, things like diabetes where you need insulin injections every single other day. Find out if you are able to get these drugs when you are in a foreign country. It will really, 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 really help you. And some countries, if you don't have vaccines against, for example, rabies, yellow fever, you may not be allowed to enter the country. So also find out the diseases that are endemic in the area where you are going. It's very, very important so that you prepare yourself. If needed, take the vaccines against that disease that is endemic in the area where you're going. So that's the other part. And then the other thing is find out how you're going to deal with your property, because I know there are people who travel yet they have property back home, you know? So for me, it was also a challenge because I had some property and I didn't know how to deal with it. You know, some of them I sold them, and then the things that were in my apartment, I gave them out. I sold those I could sell because I knew that I could not manage them when I'm in Germany. So think about how you're gonna do, you know, the management of property in your country. For example, I had a company. I had a company back home, and I knew that I would not be able to manage this company when I'm in a foreign country. So what I did, I froze everything and I reserved my name. No one can use it. And whenever I go back home, I will be able to reopen my company and start to work again. That's the other point. And then the other thing is, I encourage you really that when you are moving to a new country, make copies of all your important documents. Let them be academic documents, birth certificates, driving licenses, vaccination cards. Please make copies of all these important documents because they will really, 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 really help you. Imagine you're in a foreign country and they need a birth certificate from you to get a residence permit, for example, and you don't have it, you know? So, like I said, being in a foreign country, it's already a challenge enough for your body, your mind, your whole being. You are learning new things every day. It can mean to be stressful sometimes. So, for the problems that you can avoid, I would encourage you, please avoid them. Take that on yourself, get a new passport, make copies of these documents so that you save yourself from the future problems. Because when, like I said, when you're in a new country, a new country comes with its own problems. So you're in a new country, there are many challenges you're faced with, of course. So don't add problems to problems. What you can avoid, try to avoid, and what you can't avoid, then face it. That is the other thing. And then and then number 9 is try to manage your bank accounts well. Now, I know that every bank in the world today has e-banking, mobile banking, online banking. So try to register for these services because this could be the only way that you will be able to access your money. It happened to me one time I came to visit Germany and I couldn't access my money for some reasons. So please organize your online banking because it could be the only way you could be able to access your money. So think through the whole process and make sure that you are protected. Like I said, avoid the problems that you can avoid because there are way bigger problems that you may have to deal with once you get to a foreign country. And then lastly, please celebrate. Like make a farewell party. Invite friends, invite family members. Do a farewell party for yourself because when you leave that country, trust me, you're gonna miss your people 100%. You're gonna miss people who think like you. You're gonna miss people who understand you 100%. You're gonna miss people who understand your jokes. So just for you to know, make a farewell party, say bye to everyone, inform them how much you're going to miss them, inform them how much you love them, because when they are not there, you're going to miss them. I know it because I've traveled a lot in my life at a young age, and I know exactly what I'm talking about. So I just want to encourage you that it's not always a bad thing to move, but it comes with a lot and a lot of challenges. Sometimes um, you feel alone even when you are with very many people. And the reason why you feel alone is because they don't understand you. They think differently, you know? Sometimes you make a joke and people don't understand it because they are different people. They think differently. They see things differently, and what is a joke for you may not be a joke for them, and that can become really, really, really very hard when you are in a foreign country. So what I'm trying to say is prepare your mind, pray. I personally prayed a lot before I made a decision to move to Germany. I prayed. I took time to read a lot about Germany, about the things that I could be faced with, and it helped me a lot. Now, I prepared myself for 2 years, but even when I moved to Germany, after a 2 years preparation, I was faced with a lot of things, and sometimes I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is too much for me. How am I gonna go on?" But one way to go: keep strong, keep the head up, and move. There are always advantages to a country, and I'm pretty sure that when you decide to move a country, you've researched and you know that your life is going to be better in this country. So, once again, I thank you so much for watching. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to put a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you have any questions about moving to a new place, type it down there in the comments and I'll make another video about it. Thank you so much. Greetings from all the way from Germany, Munich specific, and thank you for the support. Love you so much. Big up.